What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing news. Just want to touch on some quick bullet points, things that are happening in the sport, and we can get right into it. Staten Island light heavyweight Marcus Brown, who was a 2012 USA Olympian, he represented the U.S. for boxing this year, has just now signed with popular advisor Al Haymon. And for those of you who know the sport, you'll know Al Haymon represents some popular clients in the sport. This client list includes Floyd Mayweather Jr., Andre Berto, Adrian Broner, Austin Trout, Peter Kid Chocolate Quillen, Gary Russell Jr., and Chris Arreola. So, it's a good look for boxing. Anytime an athlete can make it to the Olympics, usually there's a lot of just a lot of effort put into that fighter, and that fighter has worked to get to that level. So that's a good look for boxing. Personally, I don't know a lot about Brown. I've never seen him fight, so I can't really tell you what his potential will be in the sport. But if you can make it to the Olympics, usually you can have some level of a career afterwards. So it's a good look for boxing. Next thing I want to talk about is a possible fight with Sergio Martinez and Gennady Golovkin. Sergio Martinez, longtime promoter Lou DiBella, had some interesting things to say regarding this matchup. He said, "At 37 years old, Sergio is going to fight the biggest fight possible. Who would give a flying fuck? And why are you even asking? Who knows Gennady Golovkin other than you, me, and a few other people? How many people would he bring to the table? How much money would he generate? He is the last guy. He's a very good fighter, but it's a fight that economically makes no sense." He then goes on to say, "But he didn't beat anyone in his last fight, and this is Sergio's time to make a lot of money. We're not going to fight fights that do not generate any income." And it appears CEO of Golden Boy, Richard Schaefer, pretty much co-signed and agreed with what DiBella had to say. Richard Schaefer had this to say about the matter. "Just because a guy shows up once on HBO and boxing media raves about him, and now he feels like he deserves to have a fight against Sergio Martinez, I think that is really ridiculous. I think it is the cumulative achievements which in the end will allow a fighter like Golovkin to earn a fight against Sergio Martinez." So, what do you guys think about that? Me personally, I tend to agree with both DiBella and Schaefer. Gennady Golovkin obviously has knockout power. He looked impressive in his last fight, but that was his first fight in the States. That was his first fight on HBO, and that doesn't earn him a spot. You know what I mean? I don't feel that the opponent he beat, I can't even Procasa. I don't even remember his name, but I mean that just goes to show you. So Gennady Golovkin, he definitely has potential. He has knockout power. He's an interesting prospect that I'm definitely going to watch his fights to see how he looks. But at the same time, to say that he's ready, or not even ready, but to say that he's earned a slot to fight Sergio Martinez, I don't agree with that. Because if you look at Sergio Martinez, he's played the underdog for a lot of his own career. He's had some robberies in terms of decisions, and I don't even think he's fought a pay-per-view fight except for the Chavez Jr. fight. So in the comments, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, and let me know what fight that Sergio Martinez had that would have been pay-per-view. But I can't think of any fights that Sergio Martinez had that was on pay-per-view unless it was an undercard for a main event fight. But as far as him headlining it, I can't think of a Sergio Martinez fight that was pay-per-view. Because I'm pretty sure Pavlik and all that was on HBO. So Sergio Martinez, he's definitely been the underdog, and he hasn't had the same level of representation from the boxing promoters and just boxing in general, the community, the boxing community. So to say Gennady Golovkin has one impressive performance against someone who's not an elite fighter, I mean, I don't think that gives you the right to inherit a fight with Sergio Martinez. So that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And this is not to take anything away from Gennady Golovkin, because he looks like he has power in both hands, and he looks like he might be the real deal. But again, in boxing, you never really know, because that same thing people were saying about Lucien Bute. And look what happened to him. He fought in Carl Froch's backyard, but he still got demolished in that fight. And everyone thought that Bute was going to annihilate Froch, and it was the other way around. So before people jump on certain trains, you gotta understand that it's boxing, and it sometimes depends on your opposition, who you're fighting. There's a lot of people that look great at this level or at a certain level, and then their competition elevates and they don't necessarily elevate. But then again, some people rise to to the challenge and rise to the occasion. So it really depends in boxing. As far as Gennady Golovkin, by no means am I counting him out or saying he doesn't have potential. But at this particular point, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, to be honest with yourself, who's followed Gennady Golovkin's career? Like, can you name his last 3 fights? Probably not. You know what I mean? So that was my first time even seeing it, or even seeing him fight personally. So I don't know how many fights you guys have seen, but me personally, I haven't really seen many. So the last thing I want to talk about is, this is just real quick. Victor Ortiz, as I mentioned in my previous video covering this story, Victor Ortiz is now going to be training with Floyd Mayweather Sr. And I read an article which stated that Victor Ortiz was referred to Floyd Mayweather Sr. by none other than Golden Boy's Oscar De La Hoya. And for those of you who are old enough to remember, Floyd Mayweather Sr. actually used to train Oscar De La Hoya at one point in De La Hoya's career. So I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was cool for De La Hoya to make that referral. We all know Victor Ortiz has his own personal demons, and he has the quitter black cloud surrounding him. So he definitely needs to work on some things to remain relevant in the sport, because he's dealing with back-to-back losses, and in the fight game, that's never a good thing. And he definitely needs to work on his defense. So I think Floyd Mayweather Sr. has the knowledge to train him. It's just a matter of if this age and this stage of Victor Ortiz's career, he's going to be able to apply that and pretty much kind of change overnight. So that remains to be seen. Make sure you check out my video covering this whole story. It's on my channel. Other than that, hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, comment, hate, you know the routine. Till next video, it's Ego signing out.